everyone, and welcome back to the Summit 7 American Qualifiers. We are just a couple of days in, ready to grind out the last bits of the group stage before we get into the playoff action. And here we are in the lower bracket of Group B. isGG taking on Digital Chaos in what could be our last game of today, as Digital Chaos have just claimed a Game 1 victory. I'm Dakota for Beyond the Summit, and I'm going to be joined again by my good buddy, the cute Croatian, known as Lacoste. What's up, brother?
Hello, my friend. Am I from BTS as well? Lacoste from BTS. That
Not
sounds
yet.
Cool, but not yet. All right.
All right.
Alrighty. Time for some good NA Dota, USA Dota.
USA all the way. I like this because there's not as much of a funk. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know where all these players are playing from, but I would imagine there's not as much of a funk about servers and ping with this series, which makes me happy because I just want it to be more about the Dota, you know?
Yeah, I'm glad we left the pings behind us. But it's bad for the players. They can't blame the lag. So
it is.
When you miss the stun.
I want to do one more small announcement before we begin. I think I have good news to say. We might have resolved the robot audio issue. We have identified its source. We have fixed it, and we will hope that it will be not happening again. I'm sorry, robot fans out there, but the robot armies used to come after 4 hours of stream time, and I think we have resolved it. So hopefully no more robots. Let's get into the draft. isGG are going to be opening up yet again another draft with the blonde, luscious Crystal Maiden, my lady, and then Abaddon as the second pick. Digital Chaos is going to grab up their own support duo and the Warlock and a quick Ricky
10
pick.
seconds remaining.
Oh, this is interesting opening for DC. We saw in the second game, didn't we?
Reserve time.
The Peruvian team picked it, but they had no success with it. But I love the opening with Ricky and Warlock. Ricky good controlling the Abaddon, but the lady in blue still kind of my favorite hero in this patch. She's so strong, root mechanics, Frost Nova, 50% slow attack speed, huge AoE.
Yeah, she has it all.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah. Boobies.
Yeah, that's all you really need.
5 seconds
Boobs,
remaining.
and then maybe a disable like a root
DC's turn
and
to
a
ban.
slow. Boobs first, though. No boobs on Abaddon, unfortunately, so he'll have to do a boobless here. But this is a North American special. We know Bulb, of course, is on the other team, but this is something he has pioneered, and I'm sure something that Snake King is well versed with as well. So
5 seconds
Well,
remaining.
yeah, they picked the Baron, got rid of the Ursa right away. You don't want to play against Ursa.
Reserve time.
They should maybe even consider... Okay, they don't need to. I was trying to mention Monkey King against the Baron, but they already picked Ricky and Warlock, so...
Dire team ban.
sorry, I had to freshen up with a monster sip.
Yeah, I'm out of my monster. Listen to this.
What is
Nothing.
that? Oh, you're shaking the can
that's
around?
the-
To pick.
Yeah, that's the sound of nothing in the can. Oh, it sounds full.
Yep, it's a full can of energy. I'm stoked and ready for this game right now. Let's acknowledge some of the bans. I'm actually interested. You know, Digital Chaos actually
10
gave the
seconds
respect
remaining.
to Flea and isGG and actually banned out his Earth Spirit.
5
And I'll be with you.
remaining.
It was definitely a bit shaky in that game. It's hard though. You know, when you have like Jarix and you know Crit,
Dire
and
team
Fear, and all these great players who had done so much serious work with the hero, the Frog just beat the hero to death, and now it feels like it's so hard to make these like boulder smash, rolling boulder connections. And I know Flea is a very accomplished player at playing the hero, but you could see that even the best can struggle.
10 seconds
So,
remaining.
You know, I wonder if they'll just pass on and grab up that freaking Monkey King. You know what I'm
5
talking
seconds
about?
remaining.
But I think Monkey King has he been picked yet today? I think we might have saw him only once.
Reserve time.
I don't think we did.
I don't think we saw him at
Did
all.
we?
Yeah, that's
Well,
crazy.
I already mentioned it's probably because of the ping issue. Teams don't want to play Monkey King. You want to be as fast as you can, hopping on those trees, hopping down from the trees. So
I mean, I would make an argument that you also don't want to play Earth Spirit with any ping issues too, though. That would be pretty. Imagine you kick out a stone, you can't even grab it to do the grip pullback afterward, or that could be tough.
DC's turn to
Another
pick.
spirit will show himself, not our Earth friend. It's going to be the Storm Spirit here for CC&C.
Yeah,
Any
there's
thoughts
still-
about Storm into a smoke screening Ricky or the Rock of Warlock?
10 seconds remaining.
Well, Ricky counters the storm, that's pretty obvious.
5 seconds
But he has a baton, so he has enough sustain. Maybe to just to be there, they
Reserve
might
time.
actually get one more like save hero, like a dazzle, if they want to.
Dazzle would be nice. Don't see enough Dazzle anymore. He's been kind of put on the bench as a defensive support for some reason here. We're looking, though, as we see Digital Chaos already committing in for what many are considering a peaking core in this meta right now in the Terrorblade.
Terrorblade seems like one of the strongest heroes right now. It's pretty much always banned or picked.
Wonder what the offlane grab is for Digital Chaos at this point. Something to offer some sort of lockdown, I imagine, for the Storm Spirit. You don't have access anymore to the Legion Commander. They had banned it themselves at the start, but other formidable options could still be there. Haven't seen any much Magnus. I love
Yeah.
casting Magnus. I want more reverse polarities to get hyped over. But
I wanted to mention Magnus kind of fell off. They nerfed Magnus. Terrorblade is not a melee hero. He is, but he's the best in the ranged form. They can still go for it, though.
yeah, or Enigma. Some teams like Thunderbirds have been pulling out the offlane Enigma still.
10
Has that
seconds
Eidolon
remaining.
kind of push power, and you know the threat of the black hole is always something special. But here's the puck going to be coming out as
Dire team
likely their
pick.
mid lane grab here, something for Abed to sport potentially, and offers the silence and a way to entrap the Storm Spirit.
Yeah, right now they have
10
really
seconds
good
remaining.
silences for that storm and control for Abaddon as well.
5
Plus
seconds
good
remaining.
control in Dream Coil using reflection during the mid and late
Reserve
game.
time.
That's really deadly.
Spirit Breaker.
Oh, okay, that's a hero. All right, that's fun.
DC's
Spirit
turn
Breaker
to
coming
ban.
out, looking to just punish and be kind of that early game bouncer here. What are you saying when you're picking up a Spirit Breaker as a fourth pick for isGG?
You're saying I'm gonna fuck Ricky.
10
That's what you're
seconds.
saying. I mean, you can't you can't really stun Puck with
5
it,
seconds
but
remaining.
Ricky just get a dust and try to beat him. That's it.
Yeah, we
5
saw
Counters Ricky
seconds
so
remaining.
hard. Yeah.
we saw a lot like when Bounty Hunter used to be mega popular. People would pick out Spirit Breaker. It's
Dire
just so
team
annoying to deal
ban.
with, and you'd be able to lock them down. But I like the pick, and it works with the bluish theme that isGG have going for themselves. It's quite nice to look at. But we're going to be waiting out for what is going to be their last and final grab, the Yawar special.
10 seconds remaining.
DC,
5
they
seconds
need something tanky, something like a frontliner, maybe a centaur wouldn't be a bad
Reserve
idea.
time.
Centaur, yeah, Centaur. I said Enigma before. We mentioned Magnus. All solid options here.
Phantom Lancer.
What are you
Just
doing?
to-
Why? Why would you say that?
Well, I still want to see Phantom Lancer actually winning some of the games. I don't know what's wrong with that hero. I mean,
Who do you think is the
hero-
worst hero in the game right
Dire
now?
team
Worst
pick.
captain's mode hero in the game right now?
Let me just check real quickly.
By the way, last ban is the Nyx Assassin here. It's a pretty damn good ban, actually.
10
Think about
seconds
that.
remaining.
Something that would be good to shut down the Storm Spirit pretty significantly.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, probably a Razor, I would say.
Razor?
Reserve
You're saying
time.
Razor's the worst hero?
It's the least picked. I mean, you can make it work, but the hero is kind of bad. He needs his spells reworked or some huge buffs.
Interesting, interesting. What about Broodmother? You actually think Broodmother will hold up a bit
I
better?
think the hero is viable. Surprised that teams are not using it more. Her talents are so good. Echo Saber, Midas build, you get levels up so quickly, and you can farm all the map. I mean, Broodmother is not that kind of a split pushing hero anymore. You're just a fighting hero right now.
DC's turn to pick.
Interesting. Well, I would be anxious to ever see a Broodmother game come out, but here we are. It's going to be a Lifestealer core grab for isGG, sporting a couple of sweet vehicles here between the Storm Spirit and, of course, the Spirit Breaker defensive capabilities with the Abaddon and the juicy mana that Stan King's going to be dishing out from that Crystal Maiden. And indeed, Digital Chaos will commit in for that off-lane Enigma grab that Forev will be picking up. Forev, their newest member here. Got a fair showing, I'd say, in the previous game. He had that Darkseer where he was bullied out of the laning phase right away. Found still at level 1 3 minutes in, but he did recover. He was persistent in that bottom lane, continued to farm up, and we got to see a couple of pretty sweet vacuum combos there at the end. So still probably getting his legs set within this team, and I hope to see some hype-ass black holes from him. Black holes are hype, you know.
Yeah, they have Storm
5
Spirit.
seconds remaining.
I mean, they have Spirit Breaker to cancel the black hole if he decides to go for BKB, and that's pretty much it. They don't have anything else in the late game.
Yeah. And I'll be eager to see how Forev plays that Enigma. You know, we'd seen MSS's take on it in the hands of Team MP yesterday, and then you'll see like more of those greedy late game options that OG like to pull out for S4 with the Midas and the Octarine core, and that's when you feel like you always have a black hole for pretty much every fight at that point. It's quite ridiculous here. Here's our towers. I don't know why this is still here. No one gets any levels until you hop into the game, and then you can assess who actually has the bigger, better, girthier tower. And by assessment, I would say it's a tie.
Prepare
It's a
for
tie,
battle.
0-0.
It looks
Oh.
it looks like these towers are both just as intimidating as the others. Nothing really impressive here.
Do you want to predict? You predicted that Enigma pick. Seems like you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, some may say. I will predict. I love these guys on isGG, and I would love to see them at the house, but I'm thinking that it's going to be Digital Chaos who will etch this series out 2-0, and we'll be seeing tomorrow face off against Infamous. But what do you think?
I'd say DC, their mid-game lineup is so strong, especially if Terrorblade gets the free farm on the bottom lane, which he should get. They have good initiation, good counter initiation, and
30
isGG
seconds
really
to
needs to
battle.
focus on a lot of stuff in those team fights. I predict it's gonna be the same as the previous game.
All right.
Just takes some time to build up items levels, and DC is gonna roll over.
Yeah, they do have another one of those lineups, does DC, where it just requires that little bit of early game nourishment before you're going to see them really get proactive at all. Yeah, Ricky can kind of move around a bit, but it's not going to be probably for too many early game setups.
battle
I could
begins.
be eating my own food soon enough. We'll have to see. Bounty runes are going to be split from both teams here, and we're going to be seeing Flea take the Spirit Breaker down towards the bottom lane, it looks like, to kind of start things out. I don't know if this is to help maybe Snake King get closer to that level 2 first, or if maybe he's just kind of seeing what options are available to him. I would imagine GG is going to be getting more proactive early, though.
Yeah, with that Spirit Breaker pick and with Crystal Maiden Aura, Spirit Breaker will have enough mana to just not go to base and can charge pretty much all the time.
And he's setting something up, it looks like, potentially here in the bottom lane. You never see a charge maybe coming in from behind. He's just doing the long walk, and they're looking to isolate maybe Dubu on this. Snake King's moving in, but it's still a 3-on-2 in favor of DC. Now it's Bulba eating a lot of the damage. He has to get the heal from Dubu. And he will walk off to the side and go under an invis. So this is going to be our frisky lane, it looks like, Lacoste.
Yeah, this is where the action will happen. I don't know about the charges on mid. It's pretty useless to charge a puck with Spirit Breaker because of the phase shift, and you can't really go all around across the map to charge Enigma. What is there? And Crystal Maiden jungle and the Nikes. So this Enigma should be fine on top.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be under too much threat on this one, it looks like here. The rotations are going to be coming, but it's going to be coming from Bulba, it looks like, creeping in from behind where CC&C is, and he does not have that mid lane sentry. So he's going to have to be chewing through a lot of his regen. Actually, they're going to be committing in for it, and Abed will help get first blood. He quickly eats up his spinach and will stay alive and well, but what a good first rotation coming out from Bulba.
Love the build on Abed. That guy is just amazing mid player. I mean, he skips phase shift and gets Vanning Rift just to surprise him with that extra damage.
That was nice, and that will say something about how this early mid lane is going to be going here. First 2-minute rune to pop out is going to be grabbed up from Flea. It looks like the arcane rune there at the bottom. Plus will be able to snag up his own bounty and eventually to set up a charge here. Looks like he'll see about harassing a bit onto Mason, but as long as he has that Warlock babysitter, it's not going to be too easy. Bulba's not around anymore though, and they're doing some decent work. You got to remember, you know, Terrorblade is super weak at the start. 520 life is really not a lot. He's got to bank a lot on the poor man's shield to keep him alive in a lot of these trades, and between that and the heal, it seems to be doing a good enough job.
Well, this Spirit Breaker with Arcane Aura and Arcane Rune, just charging constantly. What is it? 8.4 seconds cooldown on that charge.
Death's bounty.
All right, looks like Bulba had been hanging around that top lane a bit, but is going to be rotating back on over. If he can get another takedown of CC&C before he hits that level 6, that would be pretty nice for Digital Chaos here.
Oh, Harry Potter, level 2. There's no sentry ward.
Alakazam jumps on in with his magic blinking spell, and they're going to be able to get the kill once again. Another one for Abed. This is getting a bit out of control. Flea now looking to charge on in, but Puck is no easy target to get. He simply orbs on over and jumps to the other side.
Yeah, Shrine is already used. He went for Boots of Speed. Maybe they'll go on a top Shrine, actually. Yes, they will. Enigma doesn't need it. Enigma's having a good time on the top lane.
Yeah, he is. He is level 4 at the moment, just about 4 minutes in. He's got to be feeling pretty good in the off-lane position. 13 and 13 denies, you know, of course, courtesy of the Eidolons, which, hey, I mean, that does suck for Yawar. You know, it's not a fun one-on-one matchup when you're going to be losing out on a lot of those creeps, and I would imagine he is targeting those range creeps too. So that's why Enigma's kind of matching up pretty damn good in the XP game, even with Stan King, who's been flirting around in the lane. Some good stuff for Enigma. Bulba has been finding this little circuit he's been going around between the top lane and the mid lane. But the charge is out. It could get spotted from Bulba there, but I don't know if it was. There goes the open wounds. Flea moves in, and he gets a nice little forgiving bash. Okay. Well,
17% my ass.
Yeah, with Stan King also there, it just more than secures it, but that's got to feel good for isGG, getting themselves on the board now, and at least getting a kill and getting the Spirit Breaker involved in something.
At least Ricky is happy about it. Enigma dying, he's getting some XP on top lane. Enigma moved to jungle. Do they have any sentries? No. Well, they can do this. Just give Ricky XP on bottom and just Enigma start farming the lane and the woods.
Looks like Mason will just peek to his level 5 now. He's been able to hold his own against the one-on-one matchup with Snake King with the Warlock nearby. There's really not too much threat there. Snake King is going to just try to crunch through the CS as he can there, snagging that one, and trying to push himself towards that level 6. Top lane, charge on in, looking to get a hold of that Bulba, who's trying to farm an XP. He gets taken down. Nice quick punish. Forev's rotating over, but can't get close enough. Yawar will salve up and walk away with the hit and run. It's this mid lane matchup. If CC&C had been taken down multiple times, but he is winning the CS game. 34 to Puck's 24. Still pretty good. Bulba's back now, but there's a charge. Will he actually walk through Bulba? Oh.
Oh. Puck being level 6. Oh, Storm Spirit's gonna get the Invisibility. Storm Spirit went for Infused Raindrops. He doesn't die anymore. And will build towards a Magic Wand, just to tank up as much as he can.
Yeah.
Not to die to that combo.
And more or less the same going on. You know, Dubu is down here just kind of being by the side of Mason in case something goes wrong. He's been trying to work with the pull camps to get him his own little burst of XP. He's only level 3 though, so your chaotic offering is going to be a bit until they give him a lane to work with, let's say. Black Hole is getting close to online if it's something that Forev does want to invest in that early. He dishes out the early Malphus right now onto Yawar, who is just going to quickly get his health back jumping in through the catapult. But isn't too threatened at the moment, it looks like, by Bulba. He is trying to go for a Midas build as well on this lifesteal. He's going full greed. Bottom lane, ooh, it looks like Flea and Stand King is going on a little ganking expedition. They spotted Dubu. He tries to make it way back towards the tower. The Frostbite's going to be there. With the help of the shield, they will be able to get him down. But here comes the counterplay from Abed, dropping down the coil and securing the double kill. Wonderful quick rotation and debut of that coil coming out.
Trading Spirit Breaker and Abaddon there, who was not level 6, is not really good. Abed got his what does he get? Like 500 gold from that. We'll get Midas to get that extra levels and extra gold.
Greed
oh,
is good
Enigma.
in this meta, and yeah, the Enigma trying to make it away, but hi, how you doing there? Flea shows up with the charge and is going to cancel that TP promptly, and that will allow the last hit finish. Flea will take it away from Yawar, but it's a successful gank. As soon as Spirit Breaker falls, he gets right back into action. And this DD rune is going to get snagged up from Abed this go around, it looks like. All right. I'm curious, how long till you think till it's Storm, Lifestealer, Bomb time? What is the go time on that? Actually, we might have to hold that thought because Snaking's in trouble, it looks like. You're trying to dive a hold of him here. They will commit in the coil, popping his borrowed time. Abed's eating a decent amount of damage from under the tower. Can he sidestep a lot of the trouble here? Bulba committing in with the smoke screen, but they still can't get it. Snake King eating the trees and walking away. Now Stand King rotating in, hits up with the Frostbite, hits up with the Nova, onto Bulba. Flea looks to turn back, targets Bulba, hits him with a bash. He tries to creep in with a smoke screen, but it's not going to be good enough. Abed tries to go for the finish, will grab a hold of Snake King, and does walk away alive. A mega kill streak for him. That makes it another worthy trade. Losing the support Ricky for the offlane Abaddon is nice for DC.
Yeah, this fight lasted for so long. They were trying to go on Abaddon, which was level 6 at the time, with Puck Coil and quick rotations, 1 TP, Spirit Breaker charge. They need to be careful for that, can't dive that much. Spirit Breaker finished Urn of Shadows already. That Spirit Breaker is pretty farmed, gives him 5 out of 5 kills. Almost level 6 though.
Ooh, if Abed had that 6 seconds of time, he would have had a coil, and that could have been trouble for CCNC, but he's going to be fine and make it away. Top lane!
Black Hole.
Black Hole to grab a hold of Yawar and pull him right back to the arms of Mason, who is metamorphed and ready to play. Shuts him down, and this is going to be a follow-up segue push into a tier 1 tower. A trade, though, as we also have isGG in the bottom lane, cutting past the wave, but the tower taking potential is just so much stronger for DC that they could take this and possibly rotate for a bottom lane trade. Rotating in is going to be CCNC. He gets hit with the early Malphus.
Oh, Ricky from behind.
Here comes the charge in. Connection on for the Enigma. Bulba steps in, as you mentioned, from behind. Gets a good smoke screen, and now it's going to be Quinn trying to avoid extra trouble. But nice setup from Flea. Gets the connection with the Nether Strike. Mason will be going down. Quinn looks to go back in. Will get the Ricky finish. And this is starting to work the way of isGG. Can they make it a trifecta and take down Forev? Rotations are coming. The Warlock has shown up. Does he have a rock? No, he's only level 5. But he will be able to give Forev the heal. And that will be fine.
Oh, Crystal Maiden went the other way, or he was just not wanting to commit a Frostbite there because he thought he was gonna die. But still, really good rotations from isGG, and good coordination. Storm Spirit played really well there.
Yeah, they didn't even get the tower either, so it's pretty much of a trade of taking down Yawar with that first black hole and Metamorph, only to end up losing, you know, your Mason Terrorblade shortly after, along with the Bulma too. So it's sweet for isGG, and DC instead get back to the grind of farm here. It does look like Forev's Enigma buildup is going to be something more, I guess you could say, traditional, as he's going to be going for the mech. So it's...
Well, I don't think it's traditional anymore. It's been traditional for quite long, but right now I think what S4 plays in that Enigma is pretty much the best build.
Yeah, I would call that the hip build. You know, that's a hip build. That's like what's working in the meta right now. Maybe I shouldn't say traditional. I'll say the classic Enigma build with the mech. It's classic.
Yeah, it's pretty classic. I mean, with Hand of Midas you get so much levels, and get to that level 15, then you get cooldown reduction, build into... Is BKB needed if first, or just Blink then into BKB, Octarine Core, and pretty much you have BKB and Blink plus Black Hole ready all the time.
Lee charging in with a charge bomb. Yawar will pop out after, and that's going to be the immediate TP out. Oh, Nether Strike, though, shuts him down and brings Forev crashing and burning. He gets put out in 20 seconds and put a little further away from finishing out that mech.
That Spirit Breaker is all over the place. He's in 9 out of 9 kills earned and almost Midas ready. 13 minutes in. And seems like he's not stopping.
He's definitely being as proactive as possible, and he brings a kind of Dota game that maybe teams are just not always used to going against. You know, Spirit Breaker is not hot in the meta, and there's only so many games you have the opportunity to go against him. I imagine that's the same case for scrims, so you just got to be ready for those blindsided charges that are going to be starting up fights where you just get hit with bad RNG and suddenly it's over. Here, though, DC converging towards the mid lane to be able to get the finish on that tower. Abed does get the last hit, pushing himself closer to getting a hold of that Blink Dagger. Earlier he did step away and go for the greedier option and straight to a Midas, so that's why his Blink's coming just... I was going to say his Blink's coming a touch later, but he's actually making good timing with the Blink, courtesy of the Midas, so...
Yeah,
cool.
It's gonna be up in 2 minutes, so 15-minute Midas into Blink still pays off. They didn't need to throw that much attention. They got the tower on mid, and now the rock is up, Black Hole is up. They are ready to fight.
Alright. Casual dancing here a bit from both these guys. But Abed takes his business back. He's a man on a mission to get a hold of the Blink Dagger first and foremost. Mason to the bottom lane here. He doesn't have anything queued up. Are we expecting Yasha? Are we expecting a Dragonlance? How do you like to see your Terrorblade this game?
Terrorblade, it's Dragonlance finished. The career is flying. Yeah, you should not skip a Dragonlance. I mean, hero lacks HP.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I do still see some Terrorblades, though, opt to just kind of, you know, get power treads and just hold into the Yasha after that and feel like that is enough. Yeah,
if he has enough farm early game and doesn't feel like he can die, he can go for that build, but this game against Spirit Breaker Storm, he needs HP and Nike's Bomb.
Mason goes into Metamorph, will quickly lose his illusion double as Snaking commits in hard even with the borrowed time. But the siege continues here for Mason. The bomb was there towards the mid lane, but the trouble's still down here below. And it doesn't look like isGG is going to have a say in the matter. This should be a tier 1 handover.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
And we'll see if they want to keep this party going.
And
Bulba jump in, immediate coil. They're going to go for Snaking while he doesn't have his ulti, and it looks like they will be able to do so. Bad's gone, and now they look to unload on the tier 2.
Dire's structures are fortified.
If they get a good charge, Metamorphosis is down, and look where Crystal Maiden is standing. If she gets a good freezing field from behind, oh, he's gonna find Dubu.
Oh, Dubu's there. But there's the black hole, and it does manage to catch a hold of Yawar, and it locks him inside. The freezing field begins to come out, though, but it's promptly canceled from a good rock drop And now as it gets unleashed, they are going to be able to get that finish onto Yawar. Flea also goes down, handing over that 3x kill streak. Stan King hiding within the trees, does manage to pop out the TP, and he's going to be gone. 9-9 now, as DC managed to still scrape together some good kills. This is where now Quinn, CC&C, jumping in deep. Quickly gets canceled out as he gets the smoke screen down. And now Abed dancing around a bit between them. Phases. Waits, blinks out. He wants to chase for CC&C here. Oh, now he could be in a bit of trouble. Bulba helps him out though. New smoke screen. And he makes a long jump away. He is pushing the limitations of this hero right now.
Yeah,
very dangerous game. But he finally managed to find a pocket to blink to and TP away from. Just stylizing all over the place.
Don't do it, Bulba. All right, get back. isGG should not take a fight. They solo killed the Baron and they tried to take a team fight. Baron was dead for like 30-35 seconds. That's not what they need to do. Even Metamorphosis was running out. It's a good timing, but they still need a Baron in that fight.
Yeah. Looks like Forev was like all in on the Guardian Greaves. That's like, he has Guardian Greaves and some teardrops. That's like,
yes. He didn't want to have like one item in inventory, so he bought infused raindrop.
yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, everyone has their own enigma kind of a thing, but now he has the benefit of being able to dish out a good heal without it costing him a lot of mana because he needs to hold a lot of that mana to be able to get everything he has to dish out. Though this black hole is still on cooldown, means there's a window of opportunity now for isGG to kind of pressure some objectives, which is what we're seeing here in the mid lane. Flea comes charging in, but they decide to pull off and head back towards the high ground and towards the shrine. It's shower time, boys. We'll have a shower, we'll have a smoke, and we'll go out and take a fight.
Black hole, 69 seconds. Metamorphosis is up. I don't think they can push against that Midnight Pulse plus Puck combo. Puck there went for build 4 in the phase shift and just 1 in the coil, so he always have enough time to blink out. He's just skipping 1 level from Dream Coil because it doesn't scale that good.
Yeah. Ooh, bomb? How? Die hurt? No, that's just Yawar farming it out. It's Bulba bringing in all that sweet bits of intel here. DC maybe thinking about converging that direction. They pop out their Greaves. And it looks like they're going to draw out a new game plan here, possibly rounding around through the top lane, it looks like. Yawar is a little far from his friends and family here. He's still trying to get a hold of that armlet. But once Abed shows him in lane, Bulba's going to start heading that direction here. This is going to get interesting real fast in this top lane.
Yeah.
The charge is also coming. This is going to get fun. Oh, it's Yawar making the call to TP away. Rage TP out, probably the smart move. DC were coming and they were hungry for a fight, so. Okay, Stan King now getting chased slightly here from Bulba. They are recognizing that DC are invading and they're looking for safer pastures. But Mason has unloaded now. He's in full Metamorph mode. And this is a tier 2 gone. Look at this dark army.
Seems like they're not stopping. Metamorphosis is...
Oh no! Flea had been spotted within the trees. He gets hit with a coil. He actually charges onto Dubu, but the coil will obviously snap. He's out of this one. On the bench for 30 seconds. Does not have a buyback to be able to come back in this one for a defense. Oh, Snake King! His borrowed time will get popped. He steps back to hit the shrine right at that moment. But here is the siege coming on from Mason. There's the jumping from Abed. Bit of a silence. Jumps right back out. Snake King thinks about moving on in, but that's when the black hole rock combo comes out from DC. And it's quickly going to take Snake King out of this one. Now CC&C jumping in and out a bit, but Abed gets the snipe finish onto Stan King. And this could be trouble for isGG. Beautiful Sunder there from Mason. Gets the grab onto Yawar. He armlets and he's now very low. They're going to be able to pop the shrine and narrowly avoid Abed, who now commits himself even deeper. CC&C is going to be able to punish him for it, maybe. He phase shifts. Can he get him on the way back? I'm waiting for it. And he's gone. On the other side, though, it's going to be Bulba going down. Yawar gets that finish. And if you could see there, it is Abed barely able to make it away. Tier 3 gets dropped, no further racks damage. A very awkward situation kind of for both sides, but DC will get some extra money.
Perfect play from DC there, just going in, out. Controlling the team fight with those two big ultimates, really nicely timed Sunder, and Snaking even committed to a buyback there. Also, Puck just buying so much time, diving to enemy fountain, giving time. They took the tier 3 tower, took some damage on ranged barracks, unhealable damage.
Now as they add a little bit of pressure towards that mid-tier 1, it's a bit of a diversion here for isGG as they are making the call to try to head inside the pit, go for the Aegis, but there's Enigma Eidolons on the way, and the jig will be up. Are DC going to make their move in? This Roche is going to need a lot more time. isGG, they need to bail out. No, they're going to go for a fight. They're jumping right into the high ground, looking to take it to them while they do not have those big bag ultis. The coil's going to be dropped from Abed. Fered's going to be able to pop the Greaves and walk away from the trouble, and now it's trouble for isGG as DC look to go for the re-engagement. The Metamorph coming out from Mason, the Fatal Bonds connecting, and now the damage is going to begin to spread between everybody on isGG's side. There goes Snake King. CCNC could be going next. He'll try to bottle up. He'll try to run away, but they're still losing so much. He is gone. It's a 5-man wipe for DC.
This is not the place where you want to fight against these heroes. There was no rock, there was no black hole, but still with Midnight Pulse, good Ricky Cloud, good Ricky ulti, it's hard to fight. There's so little space there, you can't really take a fight.
And now this will earn DC another tower takedown, this one being the tier 2 in the mid lane. Now CCNC looking to take a fight, runs in for 4F. Can he get the blast finish? Yes, he will. They will lose Stand King for it. CCNC heads back to the high ground. Yowar is back in action now, has also TP'd into the shrine, but at this point, DC have already taken everything they have wanted and will walk the other direction. Now claiming a 3K net worth advantage. They're feeling pretty damn content at 23 minutes in.
Yeah, looking good for DC so far. This pickup on Enigma with Guardian Greaves really paying off for those pushes.
Charge out here for Flea. Where's he planning on going? He's going for Bulba. But Bulba got this smoke screen off. Are they going to actually... Oh, he turns around with the dust. Ah, nice. Tricks of the trade to cancel it. And now they're going to make Flea play. Alright, nice pick off there. Very ambitious one from the Spirit Breaker.
Structures are fortified.
But
immediate smoke.
Yeah. It will create space, though. Flea creating space for his team to be able to get that mid-tier 1, but uh-oh. Are they going to be able to make it out with their lives? Abed's there! Black Hole Coil combo coming out, ladies and gentlemen, and then we'll see if we can get a freezing field, but it gets quickly canceled by the rock on top of it. The full Wombo combo coming in force here for DC, and it shreds right through isGG. They were able to get that mid-tier 1, but on their way out, they were getting swarmed by DC. Just so fast to move. They were just at that top lane, and then they make the call. They TP over, and they're ready to play.
Immediate smoke after that kill, just so hungry to get even more. With spells being ready, they don't want to lose their time. And the third blade is getting so big. Hurricane Pike finished. Good against Storm Spirit, good against Nikes. Manta style as well. We can expect next push to come right after Black Hole is ready. It's gonna be in the next 2 minutes. This is actually where the game can end very easily.
And for DC, if they do so, they would stay alive in their summit run and be able to face Infamous tomorrow. There's the Aegis picked up and pocketed now by Mason here. He's got Metamorph up and ready. Probably just going to stall things out a bit for the ultis to get back off cooldown. And then it could be go time here and closure time for DC.
This Puck is getting out of control in these fights, especially with Lincoln Sphere. Storm can't pull him, Spirit Breaker can't charge him, so he can do pretty much whatever he wants. Oh, they found the Baron on bottom lane.
And he tries to trade a bit with Abed, but then that's when Bulba looks to strike. Dubu en route, but just a bit too far. Snake King will be able to make it away.
Looking for me?
And rush out the other side. Snake King and company just trying to pressure the lanes forward as much as possible to stall things out. Giving space to Yawar to farm up as he builds his way towards his Mjolnir. Snake King trying to match the greed and farm path by picking up his own Midas.
For the house of Ernest.
Usually you don't see Nikes going for Mjolnir, but against these Terrorblade illusions, they need to have some AoE to stop it. Crystal Nova, Storm Spirit going in, Mjolnir pop, maybe on Spirit Breaker or Nikes. It should be enough on the paper, but DC is just too strong right now.
Uh-oh, Abed has spotted out Flea here. Zaps him with the Dagon. And there will be the quick Shadow Blade out from trouble. Looks like they don't have the detection and the chase, so we'll let that one go.
Here I am.
CCNC has his BKB finished, so he can not get silenced by Ricky Cloud and Puck, plus...
He's done for it. Trying to cross the river, and he gets punished for it. Now it's going to be DC on the move forward. The big, bad, scary ultis are off cooldown, and DC is ready to go. But look at this setup coming out. isGG, Smoke, and are potentially coming in from behind, but Bulbo was able to spot out Snake King, but the move has already been made. They're looking to pop bomb, but a turnaround Black Hole is able to come out. They cancel it, but then the rock comes down after. Fatal Bonds on top of it, and there's destruction all over the place. Lord have mercy for isGG. It is so bad. They throw in the towel. It is over.
Oh, there's nothing you can do anymore. These four main
Yikes.
combos, Fatal Bonds, Terrorblade, Reflection. It's pretty impossible to fight into that.
Whoa. DC hit hard and fast right there, and they will take the series just like that, 2-0. And that will be the end of the run for isGG. And it was a good run from them. We know these guys. They've been a part of a lot of great teams. They're the scrappy NA Dota Renegades, if you will. And they were able to at least make their way past the American pre-qualifier. But their journey does end here. I look forward to seeing more from CCNC, Stan King, Snake King, Yawar, and Flea in the future. But for now, it's all Digital Chaos, able to secure the win and an opportunity to continue forward. So that will round things out for today, Lacoste, but I would love to hear your final thoughts about either the game or the series or the day before we send it home.
DC looking really strong. I'm impressed by Abed's performance in the past like 3-4 months, what this guy is doing. It feels like he's on another level in this team. Also, I love the changes that they've made. Seems like Harry Potter is doing a better thing. As I mentioned during the game one, he excels better on those kinds of heroes than playing on offlane. He was struggling finding fights with that offlane, and with him playing position 4, I think DC will be stronger. isGG, on the other hand, team, as you mentioned, it feels like a team that is like 5 high MMR pub stars, and that's about it. If they want to stick together, invest time, maybe they can make something happen out of it. But most likely, yeah, hopefully if they stick together, it seems like NA Dota likes to change players a lot. So
yeah, these teams are all just, you know, they're different working cogs, and they're trying to find the right formula, the right kind of machine they can fit themselves into. But they're all great players and great guys, and if you want to show some love for them, they each have like their own Twitch channels. You could definitely hit them up and check them out. But all Digital Chaos here for today. So what a good day it was. We got to see Complexity able to muster past a 3-game series and taking down Midas Club Elite. And now we get to see Digital Chaos also move on in their own respected group. So that's going to conclude it for today, guys. Tomorrow we will be back, myself and Lacoste, for yet another day of American qualifier action for the Summit 7. As tomorrow, let me see, I might have the order of games. Let me see here. Okay, no, I don't. But I would imagine that we're going to be starting tomorrow with SG Esports versus Complexity, since they played first today. And then tomorrow we're going to be having, after that, Infamous versus Digital Chaos. So it should be a good time. All right, guys, we're done. Hit us up on our Twitter. I'm Dakota Cox. That's Lacoste Dota. Follow Beyond the Summit if you haven't already, and support everything listed below. But we'll see you tomorrow for more Dota action. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day.